Hi, welcome back to part 2 of our graffiti art assignment. You just finished up artist check-in number 19, which was where you agreed or disagreed with whether art graffiti is vandalism or has artistic value. Now we're going to do artist check-in number 20, which is where you're going to decide a graffiti tag name of your own. And then I'm going to show you how to create black bubble letters, some 3D effects, and then that'll be it for the period. So for number 20, this lesson, you are going to think of a tag name for your street art style. Think bold block lettering. First, you're going to decide what your tag name will be. It must be at least 5 letters, numbers, characters, or more. Whoops. Oh, isn't this joyful when you're recording and your phone rings? Anyways, where was that? In a private comment for artist check-in number 20, you're going to write your tag name in a private comment. And examples could be taking my own name. I did L Miska, Lindsay, LNI 818, Miska 8, Lee 81, LLM Art, Lee Ms, Art Lee, Miska, and then Mrs. LM. So anyways, playing around with just some kind of combination. Again, 5 or more letters is required for this assignment. After you do that, I'm going to start demonstrating how to draw these block letters. So go ahead and pause the video right now to complete artist check-in number 20. All right, so you hit play. Now you're back here. You've picked out your tag name. We're gonna start our drawing using your tag name. You can draw along with me, or if you want to watch the full video and then draw after or pause as you go, it's up to you. So the tag name I'm going to work with is going to be Lee Ms, which is my combo of my middle name and my last name. So I did pick a 6-letter word. If you picked a 5-letter word or 7-letter word, I'll show you how to do that. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to sketch out to find the center of my paper. So I'm just putting these little quadrant lines here just so I know where the center of my paper is. Once I've established the center of my paper, I'm then going to find out what my middle letters are. If you have 5-letter word, then your middle letter is just 1 letter. If you have 6 like I do, then you actually have 2 letters as your middle letter. So I'm going to print out the 2 on either side of the center of my line. And here you can print out capital or lowercase, up to you. I'm going to do a combination of the 2. And then I'm going to print out the next letter, which is my I and my S. And then over here, I'm going to do another lowercase and then a large case. Okay, so the idea is we're just trying to get this centered on the paper so our letters don't get scrunched up. Again, feel free to pause the video now and get your letters printed on your paper. Okay, now you've hit play again. I'm going to show you how to do block or bubble style lettering. So once you have it printed, all you have to do to create block or bubble style lettering is to trace around the outside of your letters. And you want to trace around at least 1/4 inch wider because we're trying to make these letters look really blown up and juicy and bubbly. So the further out we trace around, the bigger our letters are going to appear. You're going to run into an issue though when 2 letters come next to each other. They might actually intersect. So you can make your letters look like they're in front or behind each other. So as I trace my letter E, I'm going to stop at the M, pick my pencil back up, and I'm going to trace it around. I'm recording in here. I'm recording, just FYI. Do you want me to print or no? It doesn't matter, but I am recording. So this is going to be block or bubble style lettering. We can change up our ends based on what style we want to do. So if I want to do block versus bubble, I'm going to make my ends flat. And if I want bubble, I will create curves on my ends. Okay, so that's how you create the block or bubble style. And then also don't forget to consider your overlapping as you do this. You can pause the video now if you'd like to do this on your own, and then we'll start the next part once I get all my letters created. And then you can hit play again. All right, make sure you remove any excess printed lines that you no longer need. As you can see, I'm erasing those so you can see the focus is just on my block or bubble letters. You can also play around with the ends of your letters if you want to. For example, I can extend out letters and I can create spiked effects, or I could create an arrow effect. And I just take the ends of the letters and I play around with them. I can even widen out the top of my letter like this. So play around with that as you see fit. Next thing I'm going to show you now is what is called 3D effect. So I'm going to make these letters look like they are three-dimensional. I'm going to pick one side and I'm going to make sure all that same side of those letters is popping out. So I'm going to work with the left side. So that means the left side of the L now has a little lift to it. See how I drew that little lift? Now there's no more left sides to the letter L, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. My letter E is also going to get a lift to the left side, but this one goes on a curve because the letter is curving. Now I want to erase that little bit of L that goes in there. And then also I have another little hidden left side, which is this right here on my E. And then I'm going to do the same thing on my next letter and that little hidden lift. And then I don't want this to show, so I'm going to erase that. And then I've got my M. Now my M is going to have a lot of left sides. It has this left side. It also has this little left side right here and this left side right here with the arrow, as well as it has a left side up here. So letters that have more line work to them, you're going to have more 3D effects you'll have to do to them. Whereas like my I is only going to have one. My S gets a little complicated too because it's got this part, which then disappears into this part, which disappears into that part. And then a little lift right there as well. Okay. And now I have my 3D lettering. If you want to pause the video now to do your 3D effect, go ahead and pause it. All right. So you finished up your 3D part. Now you're going to do what we call a layered effect, which is basically where I trace around my entire word to create a layered effect. So I'm going to go about 1/4 inch out from each letter, and I'm just tracing around it. Anytime the letter dips, curves, makes a sharp turn, I go around it. And it just keeps going and going. And this just gives your letters another lift. So you already had the lift from the 3D effect, but now what this does is it makes it feel like it's not just letters sitting on a white sheet of paper, but it's got another like backing to it, and then it's got the white sheet of paper. Now, if you have nooks like this, you can go in and trace these even further, like create shapes within there is another technique you can do. But you have to decide as the artist how intricate you want to go with that layering effect. All right, and that is graffiti lettering. You can pause here. We will do color in the next lesson, which I'll be back for on Friday's class. I will see you guys on Wednesday for the half-day schedule. It is an all-remote day, which means you'll be home. You do not need this drawing in order to participate in class on Wednesday. Wednesday, I have a separate lesson that's a completely digital-based lesson. Friday, though, we'll pick this back up and we'll start to add color to it. Thank you so much.